Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and I wanted to make a video about a topic that's been popping up a lot in my YouTube comment section, on my Twitch live stream, my Twitter. I basically can't escape this question, and so I figure I'll make one video about this, say my piece, and then I'll be on my way. A video right off the top of the noggin about what I think about World of Warcraft creators trying Final Fantasy XIV. And for me, it's such a weird question to have to answer, but it's just been everywhere. I can't escape it. Every day I'm hearing about a new WoW content creator trying out Final Fantasy XIV, watching a video, have you seen this, have you seen that? And I guess people expect me to be really finger on the pulse about that kind of stuff, but I wanted to just talk about that real quick. And also another question that I've been getting about that, would you ever have any of them on State of the Realm? I'll talk about that as well. So question number one, what do I think about WoW creators trying out Final Fantasy XIV? For me, it's not that I don't care, but it's just, to me, they're another person trying out a game that I've loved and enjoyed and criticized and all sorts of other things for years now. I guess I don't really look at it as any more than that. I'm not going to treat them differently because they create content for World of Warcraft. I'm not going to, I guess, make a big deal about it. I don't know. When people try out Final Fantasy XIV, I'm interested to hear what they think because, you know, there's constant early game criticisms. I want to know what people think about the story, about the characters, about the combat system. And I find those takes interesting, regardless of the background that the person comes from. So when I hear that, like, oh, this WoW creator or that WoW creator is watching this or trying this, to me, it's just like, cool. That's it. That's like kind of really the end of it. And I hope what they saw was cool to them. Maybe they want to try it out, and maybe they'll, you know, grow our community. I mean, that's it. And I want to always welcome new people into the Final Fantasy XIV community, whether they be somebody who's just passing through because the game that they're used to playing is maybe not in a state that they're super happy with at the moment, or because they're just trying it out for the first time and they heard about it from a friend or saw an ad on the internet or whatever. You know, I just love when new people try out a game that I've been playing for years. And if they don't like it, that's fine. It doesn't make a difference to me either. It doesn't change my course of actions or the way I look at things or the way that I judge certain aspects of the game. They're just people to me. So I guess I don't really have like an exciting take or any sort of like amazing insight into how I feel about WoW creators trying it. I guess if I had to break it down into one sentence, it'd be, you know, oh, I'm cool. I'm glad you're trying it out. I hope you enjoy it. And if not, that's cool too. I'm glad that you at least gave it a shot. And that's it. So I don't know if anyone was expecting like a hot take or anything like that. Like, fuck those guys. No, that's not it. No. And honestly, I see people who are like that and it kind of upsets me. I remember we had a WoW creator come over to Final Fantasy XIV, Scott Zone. And Final Fantasy IV theme, I tripped over my words there. He was a WoW refugee who started playing 14, posting videos. I loved his content. And then he made like a video criticizing like raid design or something like that. And people started like sending him death threats, and then he ended up getting banned on Twitch because he showed an email of like somebody sending him a death threat, and I guess that was considered doxing because it showed their email address, even though it was clearly like a sock puppet email. And it was just an absolute mess. And it was this territorial gatekeeping attitude that I can't stand, where people are like, oh, they're WoW players. They can't play our game. And then what would you want if you wanted to try out a new game that you've never played before and you came from 14? Would you want someone doing that to you? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So that's the only thing I don't want to see. I hope there aren't people looking at these WoW creators and thinking, oh, these WoW creators coming over to Final Fantasy XIV, how dare they? They're scum. WoW sucks. It's like, dude, they're people. Who cares? Just let them play video games and enjoy themselves. They've been doing this for years now. We're playing the same thing. We all know what that's like. I just don't want to see any of that. It's ridiculous. We lost Scott Zone as a great content creator to people like that. Although he did post that he took that opportunity to really take care of his mental health, and he's in a great space right now. So, Scott, I doubt you'll ever see this, but I'm glad to see that you're doing well, and I wish the best for you in the future. But just, that's it. I just don't want to see people get territorial and gatekeepy about this kind of stuff, man. Just let them play the game, enjoy it, form their own opinions. Disagree, who cares? Love it, enjoy it. Be entertained by it, hopefully. And then the other question is, would I ever have any of them on State of the Realm? Now, would I ever have them on State of the Realm? Absolutely. I think having WoW creators on a podcast for Final Fantasy XIV, and honestly, even the other way around, is a fascinating prospect. Yoshi P and Blizzard, they know each other. You know, there's not a mystery that, you know, Yoshi P has gone to BlizzCon and that Blizzard employees like Final Fantasy XIV. That's a camaraderie that exists in an industry where they're two direct competitors. And in the content creator space, it should be even easier. It should be about comparing differences about the game and having a nice open discussion, because no matter how you feel about another game or the current state of it and your own game, there's always something to learn and some perspectives to get from those conversations that are, I think, enlightening and can really remind us that we don't always have everything perfect. Things can be better, and we can learn from the experience of others. Now, will I ever have them on State of the Realm? Different story. I have a bit of a mental block when it comes to asking people about being on the podcast. Even people within the Final Fantasy XIV space. There's people who I would love to have on the show, and I'm like, I don't want to bother them, and I don't really want this to be our first interaction as me being like, hey, we've never spoken before, you have no idea who I am, you want to do a video together. There's something almost disingenuous, why can't I speak today? Disingenuous about that, where I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't mind when other people do it to me. I've had plenty of people come to me who we're just meeting for the first time, like, hey, you want to do a podcast? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it. I don't think about, but when I go to do it, I'm terrible at it. So I'll consider it an open invite if any of them were to want to come on, but the odds are I'm not going to reach out to them individually. Maybe if it was something a bit more mutually beneficial, like doing content with each other on each other's channels or something. I don't know, even like that, but that to me is more comfortable. I just don't want to be like, hey, I heard you're playing 14 for the last week. You want to be on a podcast? It's like, I don't know. It feels like reachy. I don't know, like I'm trying to like reach in and pull them in and be like, yeah, your audience, come here, yeah. And it just feels not honest, I suppose, or not even not honest. It just feels like not a cool move to make, man. I don't even know. So that's where I stand on that. Open invite to any of them or all of them if they ever wanted it, but I'm probably not going to ask them individually. No, it's probably not going to happen. So that's my take on what's going on. I just, please be respectful to those people. There's no reason to treat them any different, even if they have different opinions. That's it. That's after the last year, that's all I really want to reiterate. So with that, thanks for watching this video, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. So, bye-bye.